Hello and welcome to episode 33 of Pentagon for Gold. This is our second season, our second full season, should I say, at Guangzhou Evergrande, and this is the season that we are going for the Asian Champions League. We've got a few issues that have affected this season, and it's all because of financial fair play. So as it turns out, I can't register as many players this season. Well, I can Chinese players, but I can't register more than 4 foreign players. Last season, I was able to register 7 players in one season and have 6 foreign players in my squad. So we have had to have a little bit of a clear out, and it's not ideal. But it basically means we can't get any more foreign players in this season, even if we sold one of Aziz, McMahon, Yanchev, and so on. So if we have a look at our transfer history, we've had a reasonably busy window, not the craziest, not as much as last year. So we got in a few free signings, including 2 left backs, of which I think Liu Yichen is slightly better, but they're not going to be challenging the starting lineup over Sun Chen, or maybe Su Chen, I can never quite remember which one is which. Then we got Nie Xiaojun, who is a box-to-box midfielder, and Liu Zihao, who is a goalkeeper. We also got Zhang Pan as a winger from Real Madrid, and he's on loan. We couldn't offer him any wages, but we could offer a fee. So our sales included, actually they don't come till later, but Prolic has gone on loan to Red Star. That's just because we couldn't register him and the others. Van Hooydonk has gone to Bournemouth for the same reason, but that's a proper sale. And then we brought in Tang Jihe for 10 million from Wuhan. He's able to play as a winger or as a midfielder. And Sebastian Liu, who's unusual in that he's Chilean Chinese and hasn't yet changed to Chinese, so he's counting as a foreign player for the Asian Champions League, so I won't register him in that. But in the league, I can count him as a naturalised player, so he doesn't count to the foreign limit there. And then finally, Zhang Weixian, who probably wasn't worth as much as I spent on him. I think it was 15 million in the end for a backup right back, but there aren't really any good Chinese right backs in this save apart from Feng. So that's our transfer business all done. We've had a very strong start to the season, with every game won except a friendly against Jeonbuk, where apparently we were unlucky not to win. All of those games were away games because we were in Korea for that little tour. We've then won our first 2 Champions League games, 8-0 and 7-0. Both teams that we're playing are pretty rubbish, and I think they're semi-pro teams. We then beat Beijing Guoan 3-1 in the Super Cup, and Qingdao 2-0 away in the CSL. In fact, we've only played 1 home game all season, and we play again away today against Seoul. A further bit of squad news. We've got a couple of players unhappy. So McMahon is unhappy because I didn't strengthen the coaching system. I did try, but I couldn't actually get anyone better in, and I'm not sure there was any way to get it better. And if we have a look at Zhao Zhang here, he's asking to leave. PSG came in for him, so he wanted to leave there, but they were actually offering less than I bought him for. And also, he is by far the best Chinese player in the world. So I wasn't entirely keen to lose him. And he's now wanted by Beijing Guoan, but I'd imagine he wouldn't be fussed about going there. But that does mean his morale is really bad. Mine's also not in great morale, but aside from that, we're mostly fine. Aziz can't be registered in this tournament because apparently, if we go to the AFC Champions League, apparently Israel counts as a European nation on FM. I'd assume this is because they play in the Champions League, but it's still an Asian country, so it seems that I mistakenly bought him instead of someone who is perhaps Korean, who could have done a similar job. And as a result, we can only we've registered Tim Chow as our Asian player, but it's not ideal. It's a bit of a problem, but we'll hopefully still win this tournament. We're expected to at least reach the final, but we do have Seoul, who have won it the last 2 years, in our group, so it's going to be a tough ask just to get out of the group stage, because it's not the top 2 that go through, except in certain groups, depending on how well. I think it's the best second place team goes through, along with all the first place teams. So for this probably quite difficult game against Seoul, we've gone with pretty much our strongest squad that is available to us in this tournament. Zhao starts in goal. He's a 3.5-star goalkeeper, so it's quite exciting to have him, but he is in very bad morale, which is not ideal. It's just about the worst position to have a player with abysmal morale, so hopefully he'll still make some saves. Pan Zhang starts on the right-hand side. He's got a fitness test, so he should be able to play most of the game, but he'll probably have to come off at some point. And Xiaojun Nie takes Aziz's place in the centre of midfield as the box-to-box midfielder. Yanchev, as it happens, is wanted by a lot of clubs, including Arsenal, Monaco and Lyon. So we may face a struggle to actually keep him after this season, or even midway through this season. My aim is at least to keep him till the end of the season, and then we can revisit at the end of the season if we can find a replacement. But finding a replacement for a guy with these stats, not going to be easy. Feng seems to have given away a free kick. This is a dangerous position to give away a free kick, and thankfully the shot has gone off the post and we've been able to clear it out, but Zhao Zhang didn't look like he was getting anywhere near that, so it was a little bit of a warning signal. Han Suk Hee, and it's comfortable for Mo Jiale. And that chance is broken down, so now we can head through and don't have to worry about conceding there. One shot apiece with one shot on target too. I'd probably take a draw away from home against Seoul, since they are the favourites for this game, and we basically need to get a win and a draw to top the group, I think, because the other two teams are basically cannon fodder. We put out our weakest team in the last game and still won 7-0. And now Nie Xiaojun, unlucky. Thankfully Anasic is able to get there from the looks of things. Took his time about it, but he was pretty comfortable in the end. And now Jiaboyan, Yanchev into Jiaboyan again. And there he goes. I think Jiaboyan's one of our most dangerous Chinese players. He always looks really good on the left-hand side. High dribbling, high pace, all of that works in his favour. And yeah, we've played well. Still 45 minutes to go. Zhang Pan probably will need to come off since he's quite tired already and is on that fitness test. But at least Zhang Bing is very good. Yanchev's shot just saved. So decent effort. Nice idea from the free kick. But the keeper did well to turn it past the post. And then McMahon's corner has sailed over all their heads. There didn't seem to be anyone in the box there, which is a little bit odd. Don't quite know why that was. I think Zhang Pan, as soon as he goes red, I will take him off. There we go. Let's get you off for Zhang Bing, a 3-star player to a 2.5-star player. I'd say our Chinese players are actually quite strong. The only issue is if there's an international duty that goes on during our games is we'll basically have no players because they are all they're all the star players for the national team. That's a bit of a problem. We don't have anyone who can play defensive midfield. I guess you're staying on then. Who should we get on? I think Tang can come on for Xiaojun. And perhaps if we get Fu Yang on for Boyan. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Just as I do that, McMahon gets tired. Still, we probably want him to stay on because he's one of the important players. And Fu Yang has scored almost instantly with an assist from Zhang Bing. So the substitutes are combined there. And this is very promising because Seoul are definitely one of the strongest teams in this competition. So to be winning 2-0 away from home and not really letting them do much in this game is very good. Ooh, that was very close, just off the post from about 40 yards out. Zhao Zhang was beaten all ends up, but thankfully it bounced away. And off the post again. They've pretty much hit the post with every shot they've had today. Mental. Feng or it's a poor pass, and Riade has a go, just fires it over. We are thankfully restricting them mostly to long shots. And that should be that. Great performance, great result, and that puts us in the driving seat in this group. And if we're lucky, if we can beat Seoul again, they might go out in the group stage, depending on who is the top in the competition. Let's see how the other teams are going. So Xu Xiaohe is suspended for the next game, which is annoying. That means that we'll have to find someone else who can play his position, which doesn't seem to be very many players. So if you have a look at the AFC Champions League, so it looks like Seoul are one of the top teams based on their second place. That could all change if we manage to beat them again, though. But yeah, if you look at their goal difference, they're in a really good position because the two small teams in our group are pretty horrendous. So yes, it's always going to be quite easy to get the goal difference up against those two teams. The second match of the CSL season sees us play against Zheijang Greentown, and we've gone with another strong 11. Anasic starts in centre-back with Xiaolei Mo. Unfortunately, Sun Chen got injured, so he couldn't play any part, even though I think he's slightly better than Xiaolei Mo. And if we have a look at our forwards, we've got Pan Zhang playing on the right-hand side. McMahon is now happy again, as is Zhang Zhao, so that's very good. But Anasic is now wanted by Liverpool, and the list of teams who are after Yanchev is even more than it was before. So there's about 10 big clubs who all want him in Europe, so I don't think we'll be able to keep him beyond this season, and it may be a struggle even in January. I think we're going to have to... He'll probably be unhappy at some point in this season because we'll have turned down all those bids, particularly because we can't replace him. There's just no way I'm selling him this season. That looks like the weakest penalty I've ever seen, so I imagine this will be easily overturned. I'm not even sure that he touched the man at all. It looked to me like he just took the ball off him, and the referee blew for a penalty straight away. And no penalty is given. A free kick is, though. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, mine with the free kick. Oh, Xiaolei probably should have scored from there. He was right on the goal line, basically, so that's rather disappointing from him. Poor clearance from Vital, pounced on by Jiaboyan, and now Yanchev has a chance, but unfortunately the pass was just overhit. It has come back to us now, though. Aziz finds Yanchev again, and Zhang Pan, chance for his first goal, but he's hit it straight into Li Bao's hands. Looks like the chance continues, though. Su Chen on the left-hand side. Jiaboyan once again involved. Aziz with the long pass, which has made its way to McMahon, and now Zhang Pan gets his first goal. Or actually his second goal. I imagine he must have scored in one of those 8-0 or 7-0 victories. I think it would be the 8-0 because we used our strongest team in that game to get some fitness up. But that is his first league goal for the club. And he has got a release clause of 17.75 million, so probably not this season, but maybe next season I'll go and activate that to get him in full time. I think that the club would benefit from having him in the team, even if I probably won't be, well, hopefully won't be around, to be honest. I'm hoping this is a sort of quick part of the save, because I don't see Anasic and Yanchev staying around for too long, and they are probably my favourite players along with McMahon in this team, so it's a bit of a difficult one to sort of keep that motivation up. I'm sure I would find some other players who would be just as exciting, but it would be nice to head straight to Mexico after this. We've really dominated this so far. Lots and lots of chances. Not quite finding that second goal to really rubber stamp that security. Zhang Pan giving away a foul, and that is half-time with a 1-0 lead. Yeah, we've been good, but we can do better. McMahon and Aziz both tied, as is Yanchev. So pretty much all our foreign players, apart from Anasic, are tired. I guess that's just a bit of the build-up from an international break that we've just had, which has been for quite a long time. about a month's international break. I'm not quite sure why. Zhang Pan into Feng. McMine with a decent looking cross, but it has broken out to links. Good tackle from Zhu. More Xiaolei. Back into Zheijang. Feng looks a bit tired and nervous as well, so I wonder if it's worth replacing him at some point to get. I think it's Zhang is our backup right back. That might be a red card there. Zhu Jian stepping in, ill-advised in the end, already on a yellow card, and he was always going to be sent off for that little lunge. Only carded 5 minutes before that. I think Yanchev needs to come off because he was certainly looking quite tired. We don't have a striker on the bench, okay. I guess that's what we're going to have to do. Zhang Bing can come on. I think Feng can come off for Zhang Wixan. I imagine, yeah, McMahon has got tired already, as is Aziz. Hopefully no injuries for the two of them. But we also don't want to weaken the squad that we have out too much, because a late equaliser would be a bit of a crushing one. Let's get the time wasting on since we're only 1-0 up. And that is that. Not our greatest performance of all time, but we got the job done with a good goal from Zhang. And that means we are currently top of the league. I don't think that'll last for long because one of these clubs will probably end up getting a win and then overtaking us on goal difference. But we're in a good position after 2 games. Having 6 points is really not bad. We have gone top, and Zhang Weixan made his Guangzhou Evergrande debut. So, if you have enjoyed this episode where we've made some good strides but also had to deal with the dangers of breaking FFP, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel as it really helps me out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great week.